Y'all, it's DG back with another video, and in this one I'll be discussing and answering one of my most frequently asked questions: where do I get my basketball shoes? Right off the bat, if a shoe sells out, not even a basketball shoe, you probably need to pay resale for it. So I do pay resale for a lot of shoes. Also, I am based in the US, so this video applies from my perspective in the United States, so I can't speak for other countries. First method, Nikecom. This is online. Nike, huge retailer, huge company. They have a website, guys. If it has a Nike swoosh on it, you probably can get it on Nike.com, especially if it's a new shoe. A lot of my new hoop shoes come from here. It's not too complicated because, yeah, if they're new from Nike, they got a swoosh on it, they're probably from Nike.com. So you guys can see here, they have pretty much every new colorway. I mean, sometimes they do sell out, but this is more so for people who, just want a basketball shoe, right? It doesn't have to be exclusive or anything. This is where Nike people make Nike Bayous, Nike IDs, and they have a lot of stuff on sale too. So the first method is Nike.com, guys. This is probably the best method. Just order it. So this is the first method, Nike.com. Definitely the most popular. Most people would just get their shoes off this website. So other online retailers, Way of Wade. This is where people get, Way of Wade shoes, wayofwade.com. It's their official site, guys, their official site. They have their own website. You don't just go Google this and buy it off Temu or something like that. Just go to wayofwade.com. They have all of the Way of Wade shoes. If you're looking for basketball shoes early, or if you want something like an EP version, which is engineered performance, then I usually get them from ID4 shoes. Okay, so a lot of people in the basketball shoe community buy shoes from this person right here. He is basically an overseas retailer that resells shoes to the US and all across the world, actually. And he's been selling shoes for, I think, almost 15, 20 years or something like that. But he sells pretty much all these basketball shoes. Have a lot of Book 1 colorways available. Again, it says EP right here because EP is engineered performance made for Asia countries, because this person is from Asia. If you want serious player only shoes, you go to seriousplayeronly.com. Okay, it's very similar to Way of Wade. They have their own website. Okay, so I'm pretty sure you can find serious player only shoes on eBay too, which we'll talk about. But this is their official website. You can get their Player One Plus and stuff like that. Foot Locker as well. Okay, so Foot Locker has a lot of basketball shoes, obviously. And I get a lot of shoes from here too. I just order them online. So it's not too complicated, guys. But Foot Locker is definitely a place that you can just order from, especially if you want, the newest basketball shoes. They usually get them. So those were all the online methods. Okay, so the theme there is that you need to just search for the shoe, go to a respected, reputable website, and you should be able to find something. Mainly Nike.com, guys. That's where I get most of my Nike shoes. There's also Sneakers app, but that's basically Nike, so I just didn't decide to talk about that. But you can get them from Nike anywhere online. Now we're going to transition into in-store. Okay, so in-store you can go to Champs. Champs may not be the best, but basically you just go to your local mall, get outside your house, try to find some hoop shoes outside. But Champs is definitely one of the stores that carry a lot of hoop shoes. Second store that I get a lot of shoes from is Shoe Palace. They do have a lot of Nike shoes, Jordan shoes, and a lot of basketball shoes as well. Sometimes they get Kobe's. The problem about Shoe Palace though is that they're not as big as a Foot Locker, so they're mainly on the West Coast. They do have some locations on the East Coast and in the South, but they're mainly on the West Coast. DSG is also a great place for in-store basketball shoes. So if y'all don't know, DSG has, or is an official partner with Nike. So they have all types of brands over there, but they get a lot of Nike product. And if you actually do your research, your DSG account is actually linked to your Nike account, which showcases the partnership there. But they have a ton of hoop shoes. A lot of my videos are filmed at DSG locations, so definitely check them out. And they're usually they're pretty much everywhere. These stores are everywhere. There's DSGs in random locations across the US. So they're very popular, and they have a lot of basketball shoes. So this is definitely one of the top recommendations. Also in store, guys, is Foot Locker. So not only do they have a website, but they also have in-store locations. Okay, so definitely the theme here is One, if you can get them online because it's more convenient, then go ahead. But also, there's a lot of product available in store. If you go outside and, just check whatever's near you. I know some people don't live in metropolitan areas, but still, there should be some store around there that carries them. And the best thing about in-store locations is that they usually have sales, especially on like older shoes that you may not find online. Other in-store locations are Nike clearance store and Nike outlet. They're pretty much the same thing, but a clearance store just means that it's a bigger Nike outlet with better sales, if that makes sense. So it's basically, amped up version of an outlet store, but they're pretty much the same thing. They look exactly the same. And overall, these are one of the best places. This is basically Nikecom, except discounted. So you can get clothes here, you can get hoop shoes here, stuff like that. So this is definitely a great place, especially to find older basketball shoes that are still really good. There's like no reason why, you shouldn't get a good basketball shoe on sale. You really don't need to spend that much. So those are all the in-store locations, okay? That's just a nutshell. There's a lot of other stores you can get and shop from. But just to recap so far, we went over online methods, which is basically just using the internet. And then 2, we went through in-store locations. So that's basically just going outside and finding a store that sells basketball shoes. The last category we're going to talk about is resale. So if you want a shoe that is sold out, or if you want to get a shoe that's rarer or has not released, then you probably need to buy it through a reseller. So resale is a huge part of just sneakers in general. And actually, resale, like everything is being resold, shoes, food, like houses, pretty much everything you buy has been resold, just because that is how a lot of business is done. It's not even a shoe problem. It's not even a sneaker problem. It's actually just like part of the economy is just reselling. And it's always been like that. This is not a new thing, by the way. There is a market for them. StockX is definitely the first thing that comes to mind. You can get a lot of hoop shoes. They're just very expensive. Obviously, you need to pay tax and shipping. So this is a great example right here. This is the Kobe 5 Pro Tro Year of the Snake in the red version. This only released in Asia, okay? But today, you can get it on StockX if you're in the US. So basically, it's just resold through StockX, and the catch is that you have to pay resale for it. So the shoe costs, if you get it in store, it costs like $190 plus tax. But if you pay resale for it, you're going to pay around $300 with shipping and fees and stuff like that. So that's how a lot of people get shoes. That's how I get a lot of shoes. I just pay resale for them. Same thing with GOAT, guys. So GOAT is basically another version of a resale platform, and prices are generally higher on GOAT, but that's because you can use, if you sell something on GOAT, you can use it for credit, and then that kind of like raises the prices of everything, if that makes sense. GOAT is also good because you can get basketball shoes that are used, and you guys can see kind of to the right here that you can buy used shoes, okay? So I don't think $260 is a good price. I don't think this will sell at all, but it just goes to show, if you find something like a good deal here, if someone's selling it for $160 used, honestly, that's a good deal. You might as well just get that over a brand new one, which you'll pay around $300 for, if that makes sense. So GOAT is different than StockX in the fact that you can buy used shoes on GOAT. Other resale platform is eBay, okay? So eBay also comes with authenticity guarantee as well. You can buy regular shoes. If I searched up KD17 right here, you can even buy the basketball shoes. So there's a lot of options here, and overall you can search for any shoe. This is also a great place to buy PEs, player editions. This is also a great place to buy PEs and player editions. This is where I get a lot of them from. Basically it's a marketplace. eBay has existed for a very long time, and things have been resold through eBay for years. So overall, this is a great place where people get PEs, where I get PEs. It's not that complicated. You just have to pay resale for them, but this is definitely probably the top method. Other method for resale is through resellers. Okay, so this guy is just an example, but basically like there's individual resellers that, have Instagram pages that you buy shoes from and stuff like that. So I do buy from some individual resellers, although I try not to do that anymore because it kind of is a hassle, because you have to like negotiate, and then you have to trust them that they'll ship it out. but it is an option, right? You like message an Instagram page, or you know someone who individually resells shoes. Lastly, in terms of resale, you can shop on Facebook Marketplace or just Facebook in general. There are different sneaker groups. Basically, this one I put last because it kind of falls into that reseller category that I just talked about, where it is a little bit stressful. You do have to understand how to negotiate, and overall it is more of a stressful thing. So that's why StockX and GOAT and eBay are so popular. But these are the methods that I use to get basketball shoes. Number one is Nike, and then there's a lot of online retailers, guys. You can get other types of brands. As long as you like search for them, you should be able to find them. And most of the brands have official websites as well. And then second option is in store. Okay, so this is at your local mall, different plazas around you. They probably have different types of sneaker stores that have basketball shoes, and you can find a lot of hoop shoes on sale at these locations. The last category is resale, guys. Resale is definitely a big part of collecting shoes. So overall, I basically use all of these methods. The main one that I use is Nikecom because they have most of the newest basketball shoes. And then if they don't have any, I usually resort to, in-store, get all of the different types of brands in stores, and then resale for the rarer shoes and the shoes that sell out. But overall, hopefully y'all found this helpful. Thank you guys so much for watching, and leave a comment down below and let me know how you get your basketball shoes. Make sure to comment, like, subscribe, especially if you made it this far, and I will catch you guys in the next one.